Hey, my name is Jennifer Pinkner, and I am coming to tell you my story about how in the world I ended up as a business owner with Rodan and Fields. Not one of my aspirations, but not anything that I would trade. It's been a great ride. I'm a 42-year-old mom to two boys, 6 and 4, and my husband and I had them after many years of infertility. And he is a teaching pastor, actually, and I have a background in school counseling. And also, when we were in the throes of infertility, I quit that career and really started doing something that I loved. I formed a nonprofit ministry for women's discipleship, and it was my dream job because I figured I don't know that kids are coming. There's no promise for that. And so, what would I want to do? Well, I want to write curriculum. I want to spend my life pouring out and mentoring young women in their 20s and 30s. And so, I did that. But these boys did come. And as you know, life always is throwing you curves. And some of those curves were my husband was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis before we had the boys, but it significantly changed our lives and the trajectory. There are no promises of tomorrow, and certainly not promises of ease. Um, and so there's that. And then as my boys came along, I found myself in the spring of 2014. There were some things going on with both of them. We were going to speech language pathologists for feeding therapy, and for my other child for language therapy. And then we had started going to an occupational therapist. I don't know if you've ever had experience with any kind of special needs with your child, but you begin to learn a whole different way to do life 24/7. And trying to keep up with this nonprofit that I was the one running and meeting and doing all of that, plus keeping up with this whole new world of parenting in general, but then some specialized things, I was exhausted. And I told my husband, I don't think this is going to go on because sometimes dream jobs can become toil. It just depends on what's going on in your life. And so I wanted to be able to stay home. I wanted to be able to have flexibility and also to eat. That's very good. And so I am an artist by hobby, and I started selling my art. And I thought, oh, there's interest. This is going to be great. And what I found is it was a lot more stressful because it took time away from my boys, or when I'm going back and forth with them while I'm trying to do this project. And the money was just finite. Like, you would charge something for a few hours of time that it took, and then you'd have to go back out and get new business. Again, it wasn't a consumable product. I was not looking for any kind of business, even though that's how you make money. But once I figured out, okay, this is not going to work, this art business, I had to go and think. And I thought through two people that I knew that were business owners with Rodan and Fields. One highly successful, now at the top of the company. Another, a woman that I greatly admire, and she is a phenomenal counselor, and she does this on the side, and it has enabled her to be able to open her own counseling firm and be able to have people come through and her to do it her way. And that was inspiring, and Rodan and Fields has done that for her. And so I went to them knowing that the products worked because my sister had been using them. She was in her early 50s at the time. She'd been using them for 2 years. The results were written all over her face. And the same for everybody I knew who was using the products. The results were written on their faces. And so I thought, well, I know the proactive doctors. I know these people and I trust them. I really struggle with putting my name on the line, but I have a need. I trust them, and I'm just gonna try. My husband, I went back and forth for a little while, and he was just like, just you'll make your money back, and then what's the worst that can happen? And me and my pride, I was like, my pride could get hurt. But what I found, the things that I dreaded, like, what are people going to think of me? Or can I even really do this? I'm a person who would want to be up in somebody's business going, can you really afford this? Do you really need to spend this money on this? But what I found is that these were excellent products that people were looking for, but just didn't know yet. And some people were looking for somebody that they trusted. They had heard of the products. They had seen the before and afters that are just as plain as day, and they were looking for somebody that they knew, hey, this person's not going to pressure me. This person's going to help me and provide me good customer service. They care about me. And then, ta-da, here I come on the scene. And so it has been a lot of fun. It has really been a lot of fun. And I did not, that was a surprise to me. That was a real surprise because I had been in mommy world, and I am older than people who have kids my age, most people. And so it's kind of like an isolating world. You're like, where do I even belong? And so Rodan and Fields has given me a community of women to have fun with and remember what it's like to be a girl. A lot of times we can start to just get into a serious place, and I think it has just lightened, it's brought back the Jen that was there all along, and even better. And that has been fun, but it's also been fun to be able to trace success and see it. And there's not a lot of things in life where you get to see success each month. And really, I'd never been in any kind of career where it was merit-based, as far as, you work harder, you get paid more. I've always been a hard worker, but, it's because I'm a helper and I want to help people, but the investment of time, the more time I do it doesn't mean anything about it, or the more I do it. And so this has been a great reward in that way. I did not understand the reality of what an amazing business opportunity this was when I first joined. Numbers and figures, and I was like, yeah. I just need something that I can help my family and replace the income that I had before. Sorry about that. And I did that in 4 or 5 months' time, but what has happened is I've grown from an organization of one to an organization of 400 plus and growing. And I have seen each year personal growth. I have seen the company come out with spectacular, innovative products that have doubled and tripled my business. I have seen leadership in me come out to be able to, I tell you what I love. I get to mentor and challenge and come alongside women and some men, and it hits that sweet spot for me that I had in that dream job. And I get to do it even more with a broader scope of people. So what I thought I was leaving behind, I have walked into in a deeper way with opportunity for me to take the writings that I've had before when I was in the nonprofit to be able to give them to people instead of trying to sell them. I get to I get to do some really fun and amazing things. Um, and personally, I love helping others come alive, and that includes my little boys, my husband, the women on my team, and more people that I come in contact with, even if it's the financial things where we're able to give more, where we're able to empower others and think beyond the small box that we had before. There's back here, well, I can never do this right. It says you were created to make a difference. And that is what I'm trying to help people see through this business. See, it's not that I'm passionate about skincare. I am passionate about people and about them having avenues to create freedom in their life and to be present in their life. I don't want to be absent. I don't want to be there but yet absent. Some of us have to be absent because of our jobs. Some of us have to be absent because the worries in there. And the more that you tackle the source of those, you begin to go, oh, okay. So I ask you, there's lots of facts and figures. There are lots of facts and figures that I could go over with you, but I just asked you to consider thinking through, would I be open to an opportunity? Would I be open to seeing what the number one brand, the number one skincare brand in the United States, growing, predicted in 2018 or 2017, that's year end right now, to be a $2 billion plus brand that's innovating, that's taking care of their people, and is giving you a slice of the pie and being able to be an entrepreneur in a huge, huge and growing business of anti-aging skincare. Globally, it's crazy. We're just in 3 countries right now, and we'll be expanding each year. And so it's an exciting time with my company. It's an exciting time just to be able to see that you're here to listen. And I hope that you will prayerfully consider and think through, maybe I want to know more. Can you give me a few more details? And we can. So you guys, thanks for lending a few minutes to me.